South Africa's Department of International Relations and Cooperation has notified the High Commission of Lesotho that a number of Lesotho's diplomats and their dependents have abused their diplomatic privileges. South Africa has declared a list of these Lesotho nationals on our persona non grata. And to talk to us a little bit more about these developments, let's cross now to our correspondent in Lesotho, Rapelang Radebe. Rapelang, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Peter. It's a very cold Lesotho, but good afternoon.
Yeah, it's a cold part of the world, isn't it? It's a pretty chilly time for some diplomats getting persona non grata status from South Africa.
Yeah, and the heat is actually heating up on them. I think you are absolutely correct. Over 15 names have been dropped with a possibility of more still under investigation. I think after South African revenue services decided that they were picking up a trend of losing money. And when they did further investigations, they discovered that mostly in terms of alcohol, items were being purchased through a system that the diplomats used, which is duty-free services. And upon further investigations, they discovered that some of them, we were told, were literally running bottle stores, if not shebeens of that sort. This matter was taken up with the concerned countries. It is, I'm told, when I made further inquiries, that it is up to 3 countries, even 4, that had been flagged for this particular abuse of their status. But then Lesotho got to be informed. We were told that they were alerted, but the behavior continued. SARS was saying they are losing up to 100 million per annum with related expenditures, hence the decision that they took, that within 72 hours, they should be out of the country.
I mean, what we're talking about has to be significant volumes. And you talk about bottle stores, because it would have to be at a level of business for us to be feeling the pinch of the revenue loss.
It is. At one incident, I was told that one person would purchase up to 300,000 worth of this particular duty-free related. And they were not declared. They could not trace them. Most of them were not used. They were used for resale purposes. And if you are saying, let's say up to 3, and this thing has been taking place over several years, if one person can have an access of up to 300,000 rand and you are calculating the number, you can see it's quite a significant number. Well, the figure is also derived because it's several countries that have been mentioned. Maybe until a proper notice has come through, it's not wise for me to mention them, but Lesotho definitely got that particular response, Peter.
All right. So what you're saying is Lesotho is one of a number of countries that have been abusing their diplomatic status to get goods out of South Africa into their countries duty-free. And then when they reach those home countries, they resell those products at a profit and probably cheaper than the locals because they're getting it duty-free.
In fact, let's be specific. The report that I got says African countries. And some of them, we were told, the business was actually taking place inside South Africa. Yes, some of them even extended even beyond the borders and went. But some of them were really running these spaza shops or shebeens, as they say, within South Africa illegally.
Has Maseru said anything about this?
Yes, absolutely. I was actually on the call with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who says actually she was flagged with this particular information. She responded and said, as soon as South Africa has got a tangible report, they would like to know who are concerned, because they would really want to condemn this particular behavior. But she says apparently the investigations have been done, because now when they were a little bit taken aback when they received, then they called them the nota bene that these people will be kicked out of the country. But they were anticipating that it will happen. What they've done, they have issued a note, really, I think, of remorse to South Africa, saying they do not condone such behavior, and they have requested, they have withdrawn those particular names, said within 24 hours, as early as tomorrow, they want them out of South Africa into Lesotho, because they would like to deal with them further.
How high up the diplomatic corps do these names go?
Look, it goes pretty high. It goes pretty high. Remember, this was a string of events from previous senior ministers who were also flagged. Not much details were divulged, but there was quite a lot of wrongdoing. Some of these individuals were even in other countries. I know of one particular diplomat who was kicked, I think, out of the UAE because of abuse of alcohol and other misdemeanor. So there had been quite a few incidences. And approaching some of them, one was asking and saying, what actually could have led to this? And I don't know whether it was just defense, but they were saying there was a time when they purport the government was not paying them on time. Some of them had been kicked out of offices because of late payment. Some of them were telling they had to sleep in offices in foreign missions. And some of them, they could say, it led to this funny behavior. But one would say individuals, but these are people who have taken an oath. They represent countries. Really, there is no excuse for such behavior.
All right. I'm sure that this story is going to run for a little while longer still. But thanks so much indeed for bringing it to our attention. Thanks, Rapelang.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter.
All right, that's our Lesotho correspondent, Rapelang Radebe, talking about diplomats who've abused their status, getting alcohol duty-free and reselling it.